I am really excited about this idea. So, we know students often struggle with word problems. And so, I kind of thought of taking Edu Protocol as a fair model and 8 parts and putting them kind of together. So, with the fair model, there's 4 different areas that the students usually have to do with vocabulary words. So, what I was thinking of was with 8 parts, students fill out different parts and then they put them together for a summary. And so, right here, we've got item. So, students can see the item over here and it's an individual thing. So, they could say like hot dogs or hamburgers or marbles or cars, whatever they wanted to say, they pick that item. Then they come up with some numbers. So then they can write 38 and 100 or 50 and 60, or maybe it's 3 numbers or a fraction. You can kind of give clarity on what you are expecting for those numbers. Once they have the numbers, they're going to name a person or describe some type of person or character for their word problem. So maybe it's about Jill or it's about dogs, whatever they kind of want to do. And then details. They need to be able to provide those details about the problem. So that way it's that helping them understand the problem. It's helping maybe add some additional language for the problem for that comprehension piece. And oftentimes those can kind of distract students and get them confused with the word problem. But it often does kind of help when they do put some details into it. So once students have these 4 boxes filled out, they then will write a word problem for addition. And there's cards over here to help them with those different words for subtracting, dividing, multiplying, and adding. And so, again, students will type their word problem. Once they type their word problem or write their word problem, they're then going to solve it. Then they're going to solve their subtraction problem. Then they're going to do their multiplication and solve their division word problem and then solve it. Or they could write their problem and switch with a partner, and then they could do like a think, pair, share, or maybe it's like that cyber sandwich where students can kind of write whatever they saw. Students can also compare the difference between addition and subtraction and what they got out of those both while they're solving. This template was from Amanda Sandoval, and it was for the FAIR model, and this could be another way that you could use this. So students would, again, create that word problem. Here's the numbers 7 and 34, and then they would have to solve it. So again, here's the cards, and they would have to use these 2 numbers that you provided to create a word problem and solve that word problem. So again, I think this could be really helpful for students to be able to compare and contrast the different parts of a word problem and the components of it when they're really struggling with some of that language of difference, change. Maybe they're struggling with as much or per or part or how many and all of those different things can really confuse students. So having them use that, and maybe they highlight those words that they did use from the bank.